The Cyclist, by Erik Røde, 1755, read by Sam Adams. Short Story, Part 1. Setting the scene. My name is Alex. I was part of a racing team practicing in Italy, somewhere in the countryside, getting ready for the European Championships. While riding my bike, I passed an older lady on a three-wheeler, with two big wheels in the back and one in the front. I took a certain route, and eventually I came around her again, only to find that she had a flat tire on one of the back wheels. So I stopped, even though my teammates were way ahead, since it was just a training session and not a major race. I decided to help her and patch her wheel. However, there was a language barrier. She was Italian and I was American. She spoke very little English, so I had to figure out a way to communicate. I started by pulling out the inner tube, applying adhesive, igniting it with a match, and then inflating it before putting it back on. Unfortunately, it took me a bit longer than usual, and it wasn't working as expected. As a result, it got late. I decided to take her home by arranging my bike on the back, which had a two-seater. Despite the darkness setting in, I managed to bring her home not too far from our location. She lived in a modest home in the countryside where houses were sparse. There I met her husband, Carlo. Although it was a bit late, I brought her in. Knowing that my team was waiting and it was getting very dark, I faced the challenge of returning without lights on my bike. Part 2. Unexpected Hospitality. Carlo was very polite, expressing gratitude for bringing his wife Ponti, his wife's name. He invited me to stay for dinner, but considering the darkness, I declined, saying I should head back. However, Carlo insisted I spend the night and return in the morning. As it turned out, Carlo was an excellent cook. He prepared pasta with sauce, bread, olive oil, vinegar, and a bit of wine. We enjoyed the meal together, with me sipping the wine. It was just the three of us, and luckily, Carlo spoke enough English for us to communicate. I also knew a bit of Italian, sufficient for basic conversation. We stayed up for a couple of hours, having a delightful time before I went to sleep. Despite having all my cycling clothes on, Carlo's generosity came through. He had a son around my age, and I was able to borrow some of his clothes to change into. After freshening up, we had another round of dinner, and then I slept. I woke up early the next morning and bid farewell. They treated me kindly, offering espresso and sweet pastries. They even extended an invitation for the following Thursday. Today was Tuesday, so it was a week away. I accepted their invitation with enthusiasm. The Cyclist, by Erik Røde, 1755, read by Sam Adams.